Good afternoon, villagers, and welcome to my session again. Thank you for attending. I hope you are all well and you're enjoying the weather. Although today the weather is not very kind, but hopefully it will pick up again for us. Okay, well, today we are making some cookies. The cookies we are making today, they are made with almonds. And in Morocco, as a culture, we do cook with a lot of nuts and seeds and things like that. We always like either make them by themselves, just nuts, or we use them with the flour. We also use different kind of flour as well. Sometimes you might say cookies with semolina or cookies with the variety of flours. Um, Today we are making almond cookies, and almond cookies we are making them with the ground almond. And this is a recipe that's really very simple, very straightforward, and it could be gluten free as well for people who don't like don't like gluten in their food, or they prefer um, gluten free flour and everything. And also, it could be vegetarian for people who's not who doesn't eat any eggs, any vegan, I should say, if you don't want to make it with eggs. So if you omit the eggs, and I would let you know how to do that, you would have a egg-free recipe as well. Okay, so to start with, we have about 250 grams of ground almonds. So I hope you are all well, and please keep just put some. If you have any comments or if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box, and I will get back to you once we've done this. So almonds. Then we have a pinch of salt. It's always like they say, take the devil eye away. I'm just joking. Um, then we have about well, I would say a tablespoon of butter. If you say I haven't put it in the recipes when I put the recipe online, but you add about a tablespoon of butter there, a tablespoon of uh, apricot jam. Okay, so the apricot jam, the roll of it here is to make the ground almond sticky, and to have it like a bit gooey, if you say what I mean, like we do with the chocolate cookies. With the chocolate we make them, would give them that bit of gooiness inside. So that's why we use the apricot jam. So we have here about a teaspoon of orange zest. To be honest, I use orange because I always think orange and almond, they go really well. But you can use zest from lemon zest as well if you want different flavor, or if you don't like orange zest in the food or in your cookies. So you can use lemon. If your preference is lemon, you can use lemon zest. Okay, the next bit is sugar. And sugar here, I put about 50 to 80 grams of sugar. I would say about 2.5 tablespoons, because I am going to roll it in ice and sugar as well. So I don't want it to be too sweet. And with me using the apricot jam as well. So the less sugar you put in, the better, because you don't want it to be very sweet. And a lot of people, they don't like sweet biscuits. And this is an opportunity to control it yourself. Then I'll add the extract of the almond. This is optional because because you sometimes I found out that when I buy the ground almond, the almonds they don't have a lot of flavor unless you buy really good expensive almonds or organic almonds and you ground them yourself, which is again it's time consuming. You might find organic ground almonds and they are good. They would give you a lot of flavor in like you would taste the almonds more. So a little 1 teaspoon of this just to give you that extra flavor. I know somebody might tell me, oh, they taste like marzipan. Yes, marzipan. It's similar to this recipe, but marzipan is not sweet almond. Well, I'm talking about sweet almonds, not the marzipan. It's like different differences. They are not sweet almonds for the marzipan. If you think, oh, I don't like marzipan stuff, this is sweet almonds we're talking about. So once you put these, you add 1 egg, and always you put the egg in a bowl before you put it in wherever you want to put it, like whether you're making this recipe or different recipe. The reason why is in case with the heat, with this heat that we have in now, it might be, you might just make um, your egg, oops, sorry, you might make your recipe like you spoil your recipe if it's gone off. So I'll put it in. So this is basically the ingredients. But today, what I'm going to add is a bit of orange juice. And what I did was I put some orange blossom water in it. If you don't know what you never used orange blossom water, this is something I'm not really um, um, advertising, but I just to show you this is how it looks. And orange blossom water, flower water, is it's really strong. And in Morocco, you find a lot of things or a lot of cooking, either patisserie, cookies and sweet stuff, or in the cuisine, like the different dishes that we use orange blossom water. And that's because we grow oranges a lot, and we always have this, and they are quite strong. If you ever buy the extracts, don't use too much, just a drop, because that would be too strong for you in the food, and you might put you off. So the best thing to do is to use very little if it's extract. With this one, you can use about teaspoon to tablespoon of the orange blossom. The other thing we are going to do with it, we are going to roll the pastry, depending if the pastry is too, it's like medium thickness. Um, we will roll it in orange blossom water or egg white, then roll it into in icing sugar before we cook it. If it's like light dough, we won't do that, because the icing sugar would stick to the pastry easily when we make the balls. So this is just to remind you how it's done, or to let you know how it's done. So once we have these ingredients, I haven't put this in. So I'll just put everything. Then we go. So about 2 tablespoons of that is orange juice with with the orange blossom water, like I said, just to give it that extra taste. Then the next thing is bicarbonate of soda, baking powder. And what we need is a level teaspoon of baking powder. Oops, that was a mistake, was it? If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We are just add a bit. Um, I'll answer you once I finish and all this is done. So that's how it looks. And you can see I'm using my hands. I promise I washed my hands. Um, so you might tell me, oh, that looks a bit dry, but you would mix it all, and it would all go in. And if you think it's dry, that bit of orange and the orange blossom water, I would just put a little drip in. So in my recipe, there are two things which is they are optional. This I forgot to put the butter, which is a tablespoon of butter, and the extract of the almond extract. If you don't like it, don't put it in. If you do, add it to just to have it as a note. Add 1 teaspoon of extra the almond extract, and for the orange blossom water and orange juice, you can add that as well. It is optional, but it's all right to use a little bit. So like you say, I've got all the ingredients in. I want this dough to be lighter, and I don't want it to be too thick. But at the same time, I would like it to be easy to roll. And one way to do that, so you can see how, yeah. But you have to bear in mind. Oh, sorry, I've lost you. Oh, oh, I lost. Sorry about that. Sorry about this. I just everything disappeared. So I wanted like lighter. You can see but you bear in mind the ground almond flour. The ground almonds are a bit dry. Sometimes they soak all the moisture that you put in. So by the time I roll it, it would be thicker than this. You would just soak everything. If I feel that's what's happening, I would add a little bit of the orange and orange blossom water. Okay, so just to give you that idea prior. So just to clean my hands before I continue. So please just keep sending questions, or if you have any questions now, I could. Hi, Irene. Hi, Isabel. Hi, everyone. As if you just caught us. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is start to roll the pastry. Oops, sorry. Oh, this is really hard to open. So this is the orange blossom water I'm using. You can use egg white if you want to do that. Either way, it's okay to just for the. So what I'll do is either just put my fingers in and go like that, and roll the pastry. Then there's a bit of space here. And put, I'll move the something. Sorry about this. So that's my station here. So I'll just go. The balls, you want them to be about 16 gram, uh, yeah, 15, 16 grams. If you want them smaller than that, like if you are, for example, if you wanted to make it like a companion to a dessert or something, make them smaller, and that would do. It's not. It's up to you how big you want them. Just to say that if you make them too small, they will be more. Like obviously, you'll have more if you have a big family, or if you go into a party and you want to take something so everyone would have a little uh, bite, or have one of your cookies. And they are really the reason I chose them today. I just thought, oh, a lot of people, they are going to go to maybe to a party or a barbecue, and they don't want to take any salads or anything to their friends. They want to take something sweet, and this is really one way to do it. Like you say, I put my hands in the. You could do that, or you could dip the dough in it and go like this. Either way, it's okay. If you see what I mean. So once you have few in the bowl, like so, you can just go like this and pick them up. And just fish them and put them in your baking tray. Obviously, your baking tray would have to be ready prior. Sorry, I just just started without saying anything. Like so, I have a baking. I had a baking tray with greaseproof paper, so ready to put the cookies in. Yes, if you don't want to use, if you having like gluten free, or you have a family member that doesn't want to have like vegan, you can omit the eggs. Don't put any eggs in. So just put the apricot jam. That would help it, and with the juice and the orange blossom water, that would help the pastry to mix, to help you to mix the pastry. So just dip that again and go like that. And you might say me like making a bowl, but like a flatter a little bit. That's all. It's up to you how you make them. It's nothing like this set in stones with this. They are cookies. I just like them a bit flatter at the bottom, so the ice and sugar you can use obviously just like a normal ice and sugar. What's happening today with my computer? It's coming on. Yes, it is ice and sugar. Yeah. If you want to use the egg white instead of the blossom water, it's you do the same, but what you do, you dip the the dough or the balls in this, then throw it in the same way. But you see me doing it now because my dough, it's not that, it's still a bit moist. If it's too moist, you don't need any of them. Just keep the orange blossom water just for your hands to keep them non-stick, really. And this will give you a good quantity, as I would say about 16 to 18 a piece, if not more. You can see it's all really stuck. You might tell me, oh, well, that sugar would go brown, would burn. It won't. It would stay like this, even when you cook it. Um, and I will show you when they cooked how they look. And when you put, if you ever use the egg white, what happened then? You would say, the egg white with the sugar would use like a coat, and that coat it would be a bit crunchy. It gives it another layer of good, or like really make it really pretty, and like protects it. They don't last longer when they are like that. It's like. Preserving it, preserving the biscuits, honestly. Have you ever? The other thing I would mention, if you ever don't want to have ice and sugar, there is another way to avoid it. So if for health reason you don't have sugar, or you don't want to have them like really sweet, after they are not really sweet, even when you see me doing this with the ice and sugar, because we haven't used a lot of sugar inside, they just right. But if you want to avoid sugar altogether, or the ice and sugar, I should say, what you can do, you can dip them in the egg white, and dip them in flakes of almonds, and that would make them really nice, and you avoid the sugar, the ice and sugar, also like for coating. So that's how they look. Like I said, it's up to you how big or how small you want them, and this I would say this is a good size. So three. Keep keep them layer. So it's what I did with the icing, the grease-proof paper, is I put a bit of oil on it as well. Now, one way to flatten them a bit, and you would see what happened when I do that. You would see like a little like little cracks. If you can see them, can you see them there? So what I do, I just take a half almond, or if you want just to half them, or put a whole almond in, and just push it in, and that just to flatten them a bit, give them that shape. Like I said, it's really straightforward, and it's very quick. If you having friends coming around, it's something that you can just rustle up quickly. Once you have the ingredients at home, that's why it's always handy. So this would go to gas mark 4, 180 degrees, yeah, 180 for about 20 to 25 minutes. That's how long you cook them for. Yeah, and that's really the recipe for today. I would just, because I made some earlier, I just clear this place and I will show you. You can tell that I've been baking this morning, and that's how they look. If you see, that's really, these ones I haven't put the almonds in the middle, but that's how your cookies would look. So thank you very much for joining us today. If you have any questions, or if you struggled with any of my recipes, please give me a text or send me a comment, and I will get back to you. And please keep coming. And thank you very much. Enjoy your cookies, and we'll cook again soon. Take care.